Welcome back to Unbothered.
with Grace and Zoe. I'm Grace, by the way, because I feel like we don't talk about that enough in the podcast. So, like, whose voice is
Grace,
who?
you brought that up like
Yeah, I
last
know,
episode.
So my voice is like more manly than Zoe's.
God, anyway, I need to give the people what they want. You know, they haven't seen the recent Us in a while.
Yeah, I know. You guys have been on the back burner a little bit because you've been on like pre-filmed episodes.
So, Grace, I love you.
Oh, fuck you. I completely forgot about this.
Do you know what I'm about to say? Grace is a pissy pants.
Okay.
She pissed the bed.
Oh my God. Okay. No, I can't remember fucking putting this on the internet. Fuck. On Saturday night, I was in my hometown and I went out and I got, had a few cocktails, let loose, let my fucking hair down. And yeah, lo and behold, I got home and my boyfriend, like, he finished night shift. He finished early. So we got home at like 4 a.m. and he reckons he came in and I was lying like starfish on the bed. And he was like, Grace, like, move over. And I was like,
on.
And I moved over like 3 millimeters, and then he just was like, fuck that. And he just slept in the spare room, which, like, obviously, like, if your boyfriend does night shift, like, they do that a lot. But anyway, and then I got up at 8 o'clock and like I was drunk, but I got home at like 2 o'clock and I'd worked 8 till 6 that day. And then I went out and then I went home at 2. And I think I was just really exhausted because, like, I have not pissed the bed from drinking since I was 17. Like, so long, like, what, that was like 4 years. Anyway, so yeah, at 8 o'clock, I was like, wow, I really need to piss, Like, wow. And yeah, went to the toilet and I just looked down and I was like, my pants are a bit damp.
No, you did not say it like that to me either. She goes, oh, I woke up and I was still drunk as fuck. And I walked into the bathroom.
I was.
And then she's like sat there probably fucking swaying away like, oh my God.
I was just, when you wake up hungover and you're just sort of like in a daze. I don't think I was still drunk, but like, yeah, and I just was like, oh my fucking God. And I changed all the sheets at 8 o'clock in the morning after I'd got home at 2, which is like, for me, like, I'm like a massive hangover girl. Like, that was hard.
So when you told me that story, no, you texted me, I think, while you're away. Anyway, and then there was like one day I was thinking about it and it brings up a bit about the like anxiety topic, but I realized with you, and I don't really get that drunk with you that often, but when we do, I don't ever see you. Like, you will disappear.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You really like.
I'm a massive disappearer.
Yeah, but I think you do it because you know that you're really, really drunk. And I think you like don't want to embarrass yourself. So you just take yourself away from anybody.
No, disagree.
No, I think you're a closet drunk.
No, I
do.
No, but I'm not disappearing. I'm not hiding in the fucking smokers area.
No, I mean, like,
I'm like yarning. I'm just super social when I'm drunk. I'm super social when I'm drunk.
Okay, well, I don't know, but every time we go out, you're like, oh my God, I was so fucking blue, and then like the next day you're like vomiting or whatever.
Yeah, but I also vomit every time.
Like, you like left or like you, and I feel like it's only until you get home that you really start to like go downhill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of get annoyed because I'm like, fuck, like there's you. You look like a fucking angel the whole night because then you just fucking know your limits and when to take yourself home.
Yeah.
And then there's people like me who are just like fucking don't know anything, don't give a fuck, like, and then the next day, like, they don't want to ever see anyone ever again.
I think it's because, like, I think I really tested my limits when I was young, like, because when you're in a small town, that's like all you have to do. So I know when I'm getting too drunk, and that's when I'll leave.
See, I hate you. Like, it's just
but that doesn't mean that I don't, like, I literally piss the bed. So like,
no, and that's funny as fuck. But like, you didn't have to come on and like no one could know about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't do it in front of people.
Oh, I'm an open book.
You're an open book, but
I'm a fucking open book, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly wore it on my fucking sleeve, like, with the pub the next day, like, telling everyone.
Did you actually?
Yeah, Dogger did.
Oh, that's right. He just fucking announces it.
But like, no, I vouch, so I thought it was funny. But some of the boys, like, they do it like all the time. Like, I know friends that do it like every weekend. Well, I haven't seen them in years, but
I to be honest, the story I have about pissing the bed, I genuinely don't think I could ever tell that story again because it was so embarrassing. Like, as in, like, I pissed the bed in someone else's house and not a girl's house.
Oh, that's the worst.
And do you know what? To this, I 100%, since you've said about how you piss a bed, I was thinking about the last time I did it, and I've realized that is by far my most embarrassing story.
That's pretty bad.
And like, I haven't even told you it.
I was gonna say I've never heard
Like,
it.
I think I'll take it to my deathbed.
Okay, well I'll extort her for it in a few more episodes.
Yeah, she'll probably just fucking tell a story.
We're literally not even talking about this, but do you want to hear like probably one of my most embarrassing drunk stories? I'm gonna say drunk.
Go.
So okay, if you're any of my relatives, just click off, especially my sister Taylor. Don't listen to this because I feel like you're not gonna like this. So I was 16 or 17 because I was in year 11, and I was drinking at like a close friend's house with ex my guy best friend, and like they're one of their best friends who's also like I was close with, and his girlfriend who I was also close with. So it was like not many of us, right? And the night I just got fucking sloshed. Like I can't even like, because obviously I was 16, so you don't really know your limits or anything like that. Which when you tell a 16-year-old that, they're like, "Fuck off," they're all high and mighty, but you really don't. Like you really don't. Your body's changing, and like I was so hormonal. Like I feel like that could also affect. I don't know if it does or not, but I feel like that could also have anyway. So we're drinking, and I'm just like smashing like whatever, and then like one of do you know those? I don't think they have them anymore, but they brought them out as like a retro. The blue cruisers, the retro ones.
Cruiser girl.
Well, I was when I was 16, 100%. So, okay, that's it. That's young. Anyway,
I don't know. I don't know the blue one.
And anyway, my friend like was like, "Oh, let's fucking skull these," and she's like she was probably like,
oh, did you have what's the fun?
No, they didn't come out with them yet.
What is it called? What are they called?
A vortex thing.
No, not the
one with a straw and you put it over.
Snorkels.
Zoe, this is fucking 2015.
Oh,
there's no fucking
I don't
snorkels
know.
invented.
I don't fucking know when they came out.
Anyway, so she's like 4 years older than us, so she was like a seasoned like snorkeler, right? Not snorkeling, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She sculled this thing, so I was like, "Fuck, I can do it." Like I just thought
No.
And like so, me and her are chanting. She's gonna die if she hears the story. By the way, she'll love it. So we're chanting. So we're sitting around a fire. It's like the middle of winter, and we're chanting, "Yeah, the girls," because it was all just the boys, and they were like, "Oh, fuck off," and we were like, "Yeah, the girls." I skull this blue. This isn't the. Can I just say this isn't the embarrassing part of the story? I'm getting there still. I skull this fucking blue raspberry cruiser. Instant. Just vomit all over the side of my chair. Just it went down and went back up. Like it was. That's why I'm not.
So it wasn't really vomit then, or was it mixed with?
Oh,
vomit?
it was mixed. It was mixed.
It was all blue and shit as well.
Complete like it was like blue.
Oh, did the guys laugh at you?
Oh, because if I wasn't yelling, yeah, the girls,
yeah,
it would have been fine. But I was anyway. So that night, and then like I'm drinking, and then they all smoke. You smoke a little weed, so a little bit of weed came out. And have you heard that saying, "Beer before bong, you're in the wrong"?
Oh yes,
mate. Beer before bong, you're in the wrong.
No.
So I literally have.
I thought that was a myth, but
no, it's not. I literally had I reckon I was 16. I had like 2 drags of like a joint. And I'm going to say that I greened out. Like, that's how bad it was.
No.
My ex is carrying me home. Like, so I'm staying at my guy best friend's house. So it's like probably like 3 streets away. So like he's walking with us and my ex is just carrying me home. And like, he was a short guy, like, like whatever. Anyway, so I get back to my guy best friend's house where we're staying. And they put me to bed and they put a bucket there and they go, we're going to keep drinking, but we'll come back and check on you. Like I said, 2 or 3 streets away, whatever. Anyway, they walk back in at 12 to check on me or like whatever the time it was. And they like open the door. They're like, "Grace, like, are you all good?" And I remember I like looked at them. I like woke up and I like looked at them and I just go, bleh. He catches my vomit in his hands.
Why did he do that?
Because it was that quick. It was that fast. Maybe there wasn't a bucket there, but I gotta have to ask my guy best friend about it because I can't remember why. But yeah, I remember he caught the vomit, and just from then on, it was just like, oh my god, I caught Grace's vomit. Like
Vomit girl.
Anyway, that's probably the most drunk I've ever been because that was just horrendous. But like I said, 16. Anyway, I'm really off topic. I digress.
So I've been saying that to Grace all day.
Yeah.
When she goes on a rampage or something, and then you go, you digress.
And I often digress.
You do. No, I wanted to talk about just how we've been the last month. Gee, no, over a month, actually. It'd be just over a month since we actually last recorded.
So like mid-December to now.
Yeah. And then I know either the most recent episode or the one before, we spoke about juice cleansers. Now, you brought up a very good point to me the other day, and that was I think juice cleansers have a really bad stigma around them. Like,
Well, like eating disorder.
yes, like
Yeah.
very restricted eating. And I can see why people would do that.
Yeah.
But like I think it might be even like controversial because I think about it like because we just wanted to do like a 1 day one, literally just
like gut reset.
complete like reset. Just even wanted to see how we felt.
Yeah.
Like
how our bodies would go, how we would react, how we would
Yeah.
feel if like what the hunger levels would be. Like science experiment, really.
Well,
Rick and Morty.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I feel now, like we haven't done it yet, but I feel like whenever that day is that we do it,
Oh, I know you're going with
I
this.
think I would be embarrassed to like whip out a juice or like someone would be like, oh, have this. And then like I would feel embarrassed to say like, oh, I'm on a juice cleanse. Like I feel like people, I don't know what it is, but I just think it's really.
People are judgmental with anything that has nothing to do with them. So like you said, like people might see that as
That was deep, Grace.
well, it's true. It's fucking so true.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to fucking do with you. Like
I know.
I just wish we lived in a world where you could say no. And like nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm being
like,
serious.
No, like, just like none of your business and
Like,
just walk away and that not be rude. Like,
do you want to work this shift for me? No.
Oh, we need to learn the
We
word no.
live in a world where you just have to
say
suck
yes.
people's holes, legit,
Yeah.
and I'm just so off it.
Yeah, you have to say yes to everything.
Some situations, completely be polite, 100%.
Yeah.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah.
But just in with like direct questions, I'm just so blunt. I'm just like, no. Anyway, but yeah, I really want to do a juice cleanse too.
But I don't know. I can't do. I feel like I always have to like
justify yourself.
I think you do that. I'm actually not gonna lie about it.
I am. I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, you don't just go no.
No, but I feel like in a perfect world, that's what I want to do, and that's what I say in my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we all do that in our head.
Yeah.
Also, do you know with the juice cleanse thing?
Oh yeah.
I feel like people like if you're going through a bad time and you're like, you know, you've been down or like, you know, you've been going through the motions, whatever, and like, you know, people at your work see that or your family see that, and then all of a sudden you want to do a juice cleanse, people can be like, oh my God, like
I know.
oh my God, you're not eating or blah blah blah, or like, oh, why do you think you're fat? Like people just make assumptions, you know what I mean? And like
why don't you actually just ask me first why I'm doing it?
Yeah. Yeah. Because obviously like me and Zoe are going to Bali in T-minus 8 days, 9 days or something. And obviously like heaps of people are getting Bali belly. It's a massive thing. We'll do a bit of a episode about it in Bali. Just, you know, hopefully we don't get it. Fingers crossed, legs and toes, whatever.
Touch wood.
But yeah, I don't know.
You were saying about Bali.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a good thing to like do a gut reset and then start taking probiotics to help our gut biome.
Fuck, get out of my head. I was thinking the exact same thing. We hadn't even spoken about that.
I think it's because me and Zoe both have worked in pharmacy and like have like health background that we understand more. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no idea. Like I'm not a naturopath, but we've been around a lot of people who do know a lot about it. And therefore we've learned a lot about that sort of thing.
And how important it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of how important it is, because I literally saw Grace 2 days ago for like the first time since she's got back.
A month.
And yeah. And I haven't even told you this. So here you go. Fresh news for everyone. So, well, not fresh news for everyone. Like a few people knew about it. But did I tell you about how I've been having migraines?
No. What?
Yeah. So
I've never had a migraine.
Oh my gosh, neither have I until this a week. It will be a week ago tomorrow. Oh no, yeah, a week ago, and I had it for 4 days straight, And let me tell you, like this is not a headache. This is a migraine. Anyway, it was to the point where I would like look in the room. Oh, this is going to freak you out. I would look in the room and everything, you know, that really like blurred filter, you know how you can like blur a background if you want to? It looked like that. And then there was just like white sparkly dots just
Aura.
everywhere.
That's aura, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a migraine with aura. So,
Fuck, how did you not tell me about that? That's
oh,
crazy. Did
oh,
you get immigrant?
I was, yeah. So I'm getting there. So that was, that whole situation was fucked. That's why I also, I don't want to, is this what bad to say, but like I low key collapsed in the kitchen.
Yeah, she did tell me she collapsed in the kitchen, and that's why I was like, you're not doing a juice cleanse until you don't collapse for a week. That makes
I
sense,
actually
though.
think it would, anyway, I don't know. Well, yeah, moving on. Yeah, so I think that's got like the biggest reason. That's why I was getting really dizzy. And like, because I would have moments of that and then I'm like, and I couldn't work out what it was that was doing that. Like I didn't register that it was a migraine. I just thought I was
Because
like,
if you've never had
really,
one, you don't really know.
I don't know. It just seemed like a bad headache, but it wasn't. Anyway, so ended up going to the doctor.
I was gonna say, yeah, good.
Yeah. So I went to the doctor. I kind of just gave her like a whole spiel about my last month. And she kind of, she just asked me like all these like changes that I've had and like, you know, is this changed and this change, blah, blah, blah. And then she ended up getting to the conclusion that I have like chronic stress. And I did not realize how much stress can affect the body.
Oh my God, yeah, so bad.
Like, yeah, to the point that it was like giving me migraines. Like, also, like, it's weird because I haven't felt anxious, but like my body feels like it's just full of adrenaline.
Like tense, you're
Yeah.
tense. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, to the point where I have been like so sweaty lately. Like a sweaty beast.
Have you ever learned about the sympathetic nervous system?
I have heard of it. I actually listened to it on a podcast the other day, but I can't remember what it is.
When you're stressed or anxious, you have two pathways in one of your, can't remember what nerves, it's your central nervous system, parasympathetic and sympathetic. I've learned about it all throughout high school and uni. Basically, like, I kind of want to get the facts wrong, but basically, like, one of them is like your day to day, like, so your rest and digest,
Yeah.
which is parasympathetic, and then your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. So there's one or two are activated.
Yeah.
Like one of the other are activated.
Yeah.
Sorry. Never both, right?
Yeah.
So like when you're really stressed, you're constantly like your neurons are firing the fight or flight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So your blood pressure's up, your eyes are dilated, you're sweaty, you're not digesting. Like it makes, when you learn about, like, that's another reason why I love doing like my nursing degrees, because I just love learning. Like, you know, when people say like, oh, I'm so stressed out, like my stomach, I'm having stomach issues, like it all ties in. And like, yeah, you gotta read about it.
Everything, exactly what you just said.
All the symptoms.
Every symptom that I have lines up to stress as the issue, like in it all. So, yeah, which brought me on to the other thing about my sleeping habits.
I was going to bring that up. I was like, that's probably, like, before you said anything about stress, I was going to say your sleep.
Yeah. So, guys, when you guys are going to think that I'm genuinely talking shit. I promise you,
it's so true.
I'm not. More times in the week, I see the sun come up.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah. Last night, it was good that I think I got to sleep at 4:30. Like, fell asleep. And then I was up at 7. Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, so I have this little trick that I'm actually going to try. So I was thinking that I need to set a whole bed routine. I can get into it if we really want, but for the most part, I need to like get it moving though, because my sleep cycle at the moment is like non-existent.
It's
I'm just
so bad.
consistently awake the whole time. Like my brain does not switch off. I have no idea why. none at all. I don't really want to try. Again, ties in with stress. Everything fucking goes back to stress. Everything I say, it's because my body's stressed. Anyway, so I want to try tonight, right? I'm going to try taking Phenergan. Okay, hear me out. So
Disclaimer, do not try that at home because it is for allergies, not a sleeping tablet.
Fuck, I should have disclaimed.
Yes,
No,
there it is.
hear me out. I was actually, I was getting there. So last time I tried Phenergan, no word of a lie, I slept for so fucking long and I couldn't get myself out of bed in the morning. I thought I was drunk. It was a disaster, right? Then so then I decided to try it again. And then I did half.
I was going to say, yeah. Half.
I did half. And then that was a lot better. It still got me to sleep like that, but it wasn't as bad the next morning.
Yeah, that's
right.
good.
So I'm going to try the lowest strength and half of that.
Yeah, right? To just like drift you off into sleep.
Just to get me to sleep. But I'm going to, because I start at 7 tomorrow. And I think the theory is that because I always take it when I'm not working the next day. So I have like kind of almost like no reason to get up the next morning. So like if I'm feeling a bit drowsy and like I'll just stay asleep, like I have no reason to get up. So rather I can just take the Phenergan tonight, but then I have to I have to be at work at 7.
Yeah. Okay.
So it will kind of get myself up. Doesn't matter if I'm going to be a grumpy fucking bitch, but then that hopefully starts the cycle of me then wanting to go to sleep because hopefully I'm tired during the day. Anyway, I'm on like a whole thing about sorting out my sleep, but I'm just going to try it out and see if it works because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, because something I would suggest, but you do it, but to other people is like, I find if I'm like a really bad sleep routine, if I like I'm a very energetic person. If I exert all my energy in the day, I sleep like a fucking baby. But if I don't, I'll just sit up for hours. Like, but not to that.
What more could I possibly do during the day?
Zoe's literal job is just to run around, basically.
It's like
Hence the Band-Aid.
Oh, guys.
We should. If you're not watching the YouTube video right now, go watch our YouTube video. Period.
I'm like, you probably can't even see it in camera. Like, I'm literally like cut. Like, I'm cut up. It looks like I've been attacked by a bear.
Fuck health and safety. Please comment.
Oh no. Oh,
no.
It's literally, it's all fine.
It's all part of the job.
It's all a part of the job. I signed up for it. Speaking of sleeping, so the one thing that like kind of shits me is because everyone's like, just get off your phone, don't look at screens or whatever. I've deleted social media. I don't go on my phone. The only time I go on my phone is to text you, my mom, work, like
play games.
I don't even play games on my phone.
Oh my God, I love playing Candy Crush.
I do not have anything, and I haven't had it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a long time now.
Let me tell you, my self-confidence at the moment, 10 out, it's not 10 out of 10. I'd say it's the best it's ever been in a while.
8 out of 10.
6 out of 10 before it was 0.
Social media is one of those things where like it just I don't know. I feel like like for me, it doesn't bother me, but if I was going through it and I need to like pull myself out of something, like I would like just disconnect. But in saying that, I'm also a very anxious person when I feel like I'm isolated. Like that's one of my like fears. So I feel like when I delete that shit, I feel worse. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I actually 100% know exactly how you feel. And I probably felt that within the first
like
week.
Initially.
But then I thought as well, I was like, okay, let me just think about the people that I talk to on social media. I don't really talk to them on social media. Like the people that I genuinely care about, I'm close with, I spend,
yeah, and like want to chat with, and yeah,
they have my phone number. Like I see them. Do you know what I mean? Like
there's no use for it.
Yeah, I think we're so used to living in other people's worlds that we don't know how to actually enjoy our own.
No, I agree. I completely agree. And that's what I meant by like, a part of me like would love to disconnect, but then the other part of me would be so scared too. You know what I mean? It's really hard, but
100%.
I think I'm proud of you for doing it because I think it's what you needed to do as well. And like, I think
Yeah.
I feel like you've been doing so good. Like you look
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah. 100%. And like, I thought about it as well. I said, humans, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing pretty much everybody does is grab and look at their phone. They scroll on Instagram before they've even got up in the morning and decided on their first decision of the day, whatever that may be.
Toilet,
They've
toothbrush.
all of that. They haven't even thought about their own life because they've just opened up the phone and then they've gone through everybody else's. And like, I know it's so cliche to say that, but everyone does genuinely post their highlights of their life.
No,
So if
so
you
true.
wake up in the morning and you're not feeling that great, you know, and that could even be just because you've had a bad day. Maybe it's not even a big time period. Maybe it's just a day. Like, that's not good for you. You're going to open it and you're going to compare yourself to other people's lives. It's human nature to compare yourself to other people. And that's what I was doing. I was like, I'm making myself feel worse because I'm like, I'm going through a tough time. And then I'm comparing to myself to all these people that are doing all these great things that I want to do. I was like, that's not good. And I'm starting my day like that. Like,
Put you in a bad mindset.
terrible mindset. Terrible.
Do you know what's funny as well, like with saying that? Like, obviously social media, all you do see is the highlights, and like that's completely good and well.
Yeah.
And so like someone might think like, oh, well, you know, you should be real and like post what, you know, post if you're having a bad day, or post if this is happening, or post
Yeah.
if someone died, or like, but then if you do that, you're attention seeking.
Mm-hmm.
It is the sharpest double-edged sword I've ever fucking come across in my life.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're younger, you post a lot. Like, especially when we were younger, it was a lot of like, you know, privs and that sort of shit. Where
Yeah.
like now, like no one uses that shit. But
Yeah.
back then, you just posted your whole fucking existence
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
And it just, like it's just horrific.
And because we see so many people's lives, and like, before phones, people didn't know about so many people's lives. They just knew about the lives of the people that they shared their life with,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
in
literally.
person. So like, and I think we all, okay, I'll just say me. I think I found sometimes that a lot of my confidence came from like that validation of whatever social media may be. And people have a whole range of how they get their validation. Like, that could be like, you know, getting messages from other people, or like receiving compliments, or like posting nice photos, or whatever that
Like
is.
guys reacting to your stories and shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people do hold their confidence around that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So then when I took that away, I was like, right.
It's all on me.
All on me. And then that's when I realized, and I know what when I feel most confident, and what my confidence is. And it's, fully can say this now because I could never answer that question before my whole life, and now I can. It's being a good person.
Vibe.
Having good intentions.
Yeah, because I feel like all the time, like, you know how like when someone, like, let's just say like I'm talking to someone about you and like they don't know you from a bar or so, they'd be like, oh, well, what's she like? I would be like, oh, she's really nice, like really like kind. Like that's what, you know, that's like your thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like with confidence, you've got to find your thing.
Yeah.
And like, and then like be confident in that thing, and then everything else will just fall into place.
100%. 100%. And I had that similar conversation with my auntie. We had like a chat for hours about confidence. And she said to me, she goes, you are like a good person. And I was like, huh? Like, I can actually say I feel like I am a good person.
Yeah.
And I'm like proud of that. That's something to be like proud of.
100%.
And like, I want to do good things for people, and I want to make other people feel good. And a whole range of things, but I don't know. It was nice that like it was literally just wanting like a break from social media, and I like turned into like
Gun.
understanding what my confidence is, and also the other thing as well is I also found confidence in the fact that I've got like good work ethic and I'm intelligent.
Yeah. I agree.
Like yeah. What do you feel about self-confidence? Like what's your
Zoe asked me the other day, like when I was not here, she was like, I don't know, like I think it was probably after you had that conversation with your auntie, hey, and you were just like thinking about confidence a lot.
yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember what you actually asked me. I think you said like how you like do I always feel confident, or is it just like sort of like
Yeah.
extra, like what's the word? Like it's just like a persona, not like a persona, but
No, but it was like
is it like
it felt like you had really mastered it.
yeah.
And I wanted to understand how you got there and if you ever have those moments of not feeling confident, which I knew the answer would be no, but I just wanted to know how you like navigated it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wrote like a few things about this because
Oh,
like
okay.
I don't know. I feel like I never thought about it until you asked me about it
Mm.
because like I just feel like my like I feel like there's like it's very complex. Like my personality is very part and parcel. Is that the saying? Part and parcel?
Yeah.
With confidence. I'm very extroverted. I'm very outspoken, and that comes with being confident because a lot of people don't like that. But I know who I am. Like, and I think, and that's what I also want to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I don't know, I don't really know why, but I just feel like from a really young age, I've just known who I am. Like, that sounds so weird, but like,
No, I do know what you mean.
and like, I just feel like, so my parents got divorced just before I went into year 9. My sister went off to uni and my brother was with his girlfriend all the time. My dad worked away and I didn't really speak to my mum. So like I was like very like self-growth that whole year because I had to be by myself and I had to like deal with shit myself. I don't know, and I feel like I became very like very confident. Like I knew, and then I went to Perth and I lived with my dad for a year and me and him started not getting along. Love him now. But like and I always think about this now because I think this is really hectic. At the end of year 10, I said to him, I was like, I'm moving back to my hometown. Like, I fucking hate it here. And I literally, it was all my own decision. It was literally all my own decision. I said, I'm moving back to my hometown. I'm not going to the private school there. I want to go to public school for year 11 and 12, do my ATARs. I said, I gave my dog a Finnegan, put all my shit into one of those massive packing boxes and moved back on my own back, on my own accord.
Yeah.
And I actually put my shit in my brother's car and like left.
Yeah.
And like he did not even speak to me.
Yeah.
And like what year 10 could make that such a big decision like by themselves? Like it was literally like on my own back.
Yeah.
Even thinking about it now, like that is actually hectic. Like
Yeah.
anyway, so that is like I feel like I've always trusted myself. Like I've always just known that I'm intelligent enough to make my own decisions and I back myself 100%. Like, you know, like I'll die on this fucking hill. Like,
Yeah.
like even with dumb shit, like
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
me
yeah.
and Zoe, we have the dumbest arguments all the time, but like that's just us.
Yeah.
But even like when I was speaking about my health anxiety a few weeks ago,
Mm.
I feel like that tested it. Like it really did because I was so confident in like myself, but then like when I was like crumbling, I was like, fuck, like I was really lost. Like I felt really like when I'm not confident, I don't feel myself. Like I
Yeah.
don't feel, I don't know how to explain it. Like I just feel like it's part and parcel. Like it is me.
Yeah. So if you don't have it, you don't feel like yourself.
Yeah. Like, do you know how I said like if I was introducing someone who didn't know you, like and like kind blah, blah, blah. I feel like for me, it's like, oh, you know, she's really outgoing and like confident. Like that's like my thing.
Yeah.
So that's why like I just like, this is hell cringe, but like I just embody that and
Yeah.
I love being known for that. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also when my ex broke up with me, I feel like I've really fucking like me and Zoe have spoke about this a lot, obviously, like because she's gone through the same like a similar thing in the last few months. I was shattered. Like when you get broken up with for the first time ever, you're fucking ground zero. Like
Mm.
you are at ground zero. And you were up here and then you're just fucking down. Like it's so bad. And I think that's why now, like I said in the last like that podcast, that like if Dogger broke up with me tomorrow, I wouldn't be at ground zero.
Can I just say, I completely take back what I said in that podcast about it. I look at that so differently now, and I completely agree with you, because it is, and that's probably where else my confidence comes from, is because I have no fear of being left now,
Exactly.
because it's happened.
It'll never
I
be that bad again.
survived.
Yep.
I survived. I know how to be on my own, and like I've been strong enough to work through that and find my own self-confidence that almost I found it in myself that nobody could take it away from me now.
Exactly.
And I can honestly say now I have no fear with that. No fear of a person leaving, because I know I'll be okay. And that
Exactly.
I've gotten through this. And that's super deep actually. That's a lot. But like genuinely finding self actually, maybe that's what you maybe you have so much self-love that you are confident in being you. And then it all just ties in together.
It is. That's what I mean. Like everything in my personality, like, and that's even like when people question me about long distance, and like we'll do a whole episode about long distance.
Yes.
But I do have a lot of self-love, and like, and my boyfriend's also a very confident person. Like I don't know, like that also ties in with like, we completely trust each other to like not be seeing other people, or we don't have those insecurities that like manifest into cheating and manifest into all those issues. Like obviously we have issues, we're not fucking perfect, but do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like cheating
100%.
cheating comes from insecurity. So
100%.
so like that for us is like, oh, like that's fine. Like
Because you guys aren't insecure.
We're not insecure.
You are happy in yourselves, and
yeah.
you love yourselves enough that you you can love the other person but still be okay with physically being by yourself, like not being in the same.
The best type of relationship is when you love yourself, and you loving someone is just a bonus.
Yeah.
Like,
and them loving you.
We just complement each other, but we don't need each other.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Like I fully wear my heart on my sleeve, and I have no, like, being able to like give love or love somebody feels so nice to me, and I love doing it. The issue is receiving it and being able to like, first of all, accept that I deserve it.
I know, yeah, that's hard as well sometimes.
I feel like so many people find that really tricky, to be able to feel like that they deserve it.
I'm kind of backpedaling, but do you know how you said before that when we first talked about this in the podcast, you were like, oh, like you didn't agree, but now you agree that like the next partner you have, you don't need to keep them at an arm's length, but you will be okay if you can
100%.
you can still give them your all without breaking yourself in the process.
100%.
Another thing I think you'll eventually, like, you probably already do, but you'll eventually like start to unpack as well, is that like you think back to like your first breakup and how fucking horrendous it was. And then you sort of start getting back into the childhood trauma, and you go, do you know what? Like, I've actually been through a lot. Like, when you get older, like when I got broken up with my like first time, I was like 17, and I was just not gonna unpack any of that shit yet. But now looking back on it, like I was like, I've been through some shit. Like, like, and it, yeah. So I just feel like the more you step back, the more you like just to go, you know what? Like, I'm fucking tough as fuck. Like, I am so fucking strong. Like, and that's just when the more self-love comes from.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I just see it, you see it in a positive way, not in a negative way. Like, oh my God, I've been through some shit.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But
not who cares.
No. But like, since you brought up like the trauma, like of just like, or just childhood shit, and everyone's got their thing, that they have to deal with. But like, I don't now fear dealing with it in the present, like actually dealing with whatever issue comes up here and now, because I have no fear now.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
because
you've
I've
seen it
done it.
all.
Like, it's so shit to say, but if you're genuinely, please, like, actually believe me when I say whatever shit time you're going through right now, it is genuinely to wake you the fuck up.
And it
And
will pass.
it will pass, but it will wake you the fuck up to be like, hang on, I've got some shit to do. Like, I've got shit to deal with,
Unpack it.
and unpack it all.
Yeah.
And don't fucking take it with you any further.
No.
Deal with it here and now. Deal with it head on. Get that confidence that you're going to be able to cope and deal. And there's fucking times, oh my God, Grace would know, like, the amount of times I was like, what the fuck? Like, I just want this all to end.
Yeah.
Like, I just want this pain to go away.
Yeah, this is really cringe. I'm just gonna say it,
Mm.
but like healing is such a it's such a roller coaster. Like some days you'll be like, nah, like I'm fine, like I'm doing so good. I feel so good about myself today, and then some days you're just fucking like, nah, like
No.
I can't even explain it. Like
Yeah.
it's such a roller coaster. Like, and that's not even just with a breakup. Like that's with any trauma. Like you're going through
Yeah.
it all. Like
Yeah.
it is just so like.
Yeah.
Like anything, it's just so up and
100%.
down. It's so
It's
up
so
and down.
up and down, but that is actually,
Still linear.
it is, but it's actually a good thing. I think I'm looking back now and I'm thinking that it's only building up my confidence more and my resilience more, because when I have the bad days, I'm like, like, this is the fucking worst. Like, oh, it's like the most horrible feeling. And then, I do all the things that, like, I need to do. I get on with my life, and then I wake up the next morning and I'm feeling like kind of, okay, like I'm feeling like better today. And I go, fuck, I just got through that day.
Yeah.
Like, I just did that.
There's another one under the belt.
That's another one. Done.
Zoe will literally just text me and she'll just be like, bad day. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, just tell me
Yeah.
if you need me to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I personally, for me, I feel like when I like voice it and like get it out there
Like acknowledge it.
and acknowledge it, it kind of feels like I'm not holding it
You're
in.
not scared of it.
Yes. Yes. And I noticed my really bad days ended up being the ones where I was completely and utterly not distracted, but I was so busy the whole day. And like, I was at work all day where I'm dealing with people. I need to be professional. I need to like put on a good face and blah, 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 and get shit done. And then I would get home and I would just fucking crumble
Yeah.
because I just had held it in all day.
Yeah, you need to go through the
And
motions.
I needed to go through the motions genuinely. It was like my body saying
Yeah.
like, fuck, you need to like fucking release all of it. Like,
No, literally. I feel like, and like when people say like, you just got to go through the motions, or like, I'm going through the motions, like, I don't know. I always like had a different idea of that. Like, I always thought that saying meant just like, oh yeah, I'm just like cruising. I don't know why. I always
no.
thought that, but like it
It
means you're
means
fucking
feel whatever you need to feel.
yeah. Whether that be like private or public or however you're going through it, you just if you don't face it, you just bottle it up.
Yeah.
And you just become a very bitter person.
Mhm.
Very bitter, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why like even like if me and Dogger ever have like my I don't know why I don't like calling him Dog on here. If me and my boyfriend ever have like an argument or like a we don't really like have big fights, but like if we ever have like an argument or whatever, we will like just straight away be like, this X, Y, and Z pissed me off because of X, Y, and Z, and he'll be like, well, that was because of X, Y, and Z, but I'm sorry because I didn't mean to cause X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean? Like I just feel like when you want to work something out, I was literally talking to him about this on the way here, like about something else. But I just said, like that's why I'm so open with communication and stuff, because like when you don't communicate, like I don't know, I'm going a bit of a fucking tangent, but I don't know. I feel like this all just like ties in. It's such a big topic, like
huge,
massive,
huge. And like, well, with communication as well, I feel like being able to have self-confidence that you are not afraid to say what you want to say and like to be honest
and like honest with yourself as well.
Some people don't want to be open, or they don't want to communicate or do certain things because of fear.
Yeah, exactly. And like me and Zoe spoke about this before, but like my boyfriend's, he's always like been like a very like closed off person, like with his emotions and stuff like that. And and I knew that going in, and like the longer we've been together, the more he'll be like really like open and honest with me, and like literally like we've been together for like 2 years now, but like the longer we're together, the more I see it like every day, and I'm just like, it's in everyone, and you shouldn't coerce it out of anyone. I'm just saying like everyone at the end of the day, everyone wants to be open. Like everyone, like even if you're a super shy and introverted person, like you want to be able to share that, even if it's just with another person.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants that connection. It's just
Yeah.
human nature. It's literally human
100%.
nature.
100%.
So I just feel like, I don't know, it's just like communication when you're having those bad days. Or like
Yeah.
this is a bit controversial, but like I PMS really bad. PMS, premenstrual symptoms.
Symptoms?
I don't know, I get really like emotional and shitty before like the week before my period. Like I feel like I've told you about that before. Like
Yeah.
I'm very like hyper aware of it. Like
Mm.
I'll get like I'll like go to Macca's and like not get like a fucking sweet and sour sauce, and I'm just like and like I'll just text dog it, and
Gosh.
I'll be like, look, I'm down bad.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm fine. I just want to go to bed and play Candy Crush and watch Vampire Diaries. Like chill.
Yeah. 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 100%.
Fucking hate me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But like, I don't know. Yeah. It was just like, I just really wanted to talk about confidence because I just hate the fact that there is such a fine line between like confidence and
Oh yeah, and
like arrogant.
arrogance. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm not going to like shout from the rooftops, like fucking like, woe me, like, look how fucking great I am. But like, sometimes it's just nice to be like a little bit proud of yourself. Like, I don't know,
No,
like
100%.
find,
There's a happy medium, and it doesn't always have to be like my confidence lies within myself. Like I don't, I mean, like maybe before, like when I was a bit younger, I would like post a bit more and like be confident in that way. But like now I don't really, like ever really.
mm,
And it's just like a like I like being confident in my conversations.
mm.
And like and like I'll like be talking like if you've ever like everyone that's listening to this probably met me in person, I will just be in the stupidest fucking yarn and it just sounds so real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
that I'm lying, but I'm just, like I always be saying something stupid, but it just like
It's real.
it's real.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
real
yeah.
in my mind.
There's no filter.
No, there's no filter ever.
Yeah,
That's
but
also
like,
that's a flaw of mine.
but like last like little note on that is that you'll notice that anybody who's genuinely confident in themselves, like it's not a facade. And hey, it's fucking so fine to put on a facade if you're having just one of those days.
I had that note, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Because that is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
yeah, and like that's so fine. But like the most part, the people that are genuinely self confident is because it all comes from them, their
Oh,
opinion on
100%.
themselves, not anybody else's. It's not because like this person like complimented them and blah blah blah. Like I've and I'm sure everyone has like received heaps of compliments about all different things, and like I'm like lucky I get told like, oh, like I love you, like like you're so nice or whatever it is. And like, that's great. But like, if you don't believe it in yourself, then, like, so what?
It's in one ear,
It's
out the other.
exactly. But like, now that I kind of am building that, then I'm realizing when somebody like gives me a compliment, I'm like, oh, that's just like an added bonus,
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is not my reason for my confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just like, it was just a weird, like, I was just asking you heaps about it when you were away and like
Yeah.
wanted to pick your brain and
It's pretty good though, because I feel like I need to like sort of reflect on myself a bit more like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, and then when you are like self confident, you just bring it into every aspect. Like
yeah.
at work, like if you've
Mm.
got a good work ethic mixed with confidence, like people just sort of like look to you and you're like,
Mm.
fuck, like,
Mm.
but you know what I mean? Like it's good, but like, like both of us, like,
Mm.
anyway,
I just think it just affects your whole life.
yeah.
Like,
And you just radiate vibes.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know, it's kind of made me feel, I think this whole social media thing has definitely like helped the fact that like, I literally feel like I'm like living in my world now.
Yeah. You've had a revelation.
I've had a bit of a revelation that like, I'm just, I don't know, like I've got so much time on my hands. Like, fuck, I'm enjoying
You're
myself.
optimizing. I feel like it's really good. I feel like I wouldn't actually mind doing that. Like maybe in Bali, just go, that's completely not going to happen. I'm not even going to yell on that. But
That's
I'm
not
also
gonna
like,
happen.
I also have really like, I feel like my ADHD really lately has been like really bad. Not that I'm not diagnosed once again, but I've just been super like
Mm.
symptomatic, like losing things, forgetting things, not replying to texts, like just things that are like more out of my
Like
character.
silly mistakes.
Yeah, silly mistakes, like just stuff like that, like the stuff that's more out of my character than usual.
Yeah.
So I'm like, for me, like I'm just like you. Like, if you watch once again, you watch your YouTube, go watch your YouTube. I'm fucking fiddling
Yeah.
like constantly,
Yeah.
and I cannot help it. And yeah, so like for
So-
me, social media is just a button. Like it's just a tap.
Yeah.
But that's still not right. My jaw just clicked out. But that is another reason. But that's also why I have Candy Crush.
Yeah, like, but then again, like you could find other ways to manage that. It doesn't have to
Healthy
be
habits.
Yeah. But I mean,
Fidget spinner.
yeah, but I totally get how you can't really. I mean, you could walk around with a fidget spinner if you really
I need to
feel
get
like it.
some more for the plane to Bali. But I think we're going to wrap it up for this episode. We've hit some good points. We honestly, like, me and Zoe sometimes will just be like, oh, what should we talk about today? And then we'll have like 5 ideas and I'm talking about one of them in the video because we just can talk shit about something for so long.
So long, and have so many different fucking our little thoughts just fucking
Yeah.
turn into like more thoughts and then
Tangents.
it's a whole thing.
But yeah, thanks for listening if you've got this far.
People are like, shut up. Nah, I think it's actually really quite relatable.
Yeah, there'll be one more episode and then we'll be in Bali too. So you'll stay tuned for that because those episodes will be fun. We'll be doing some little drunk.
Grace really wants to do a drunk
I
pod.
really want to do a drunk potty.
No,
It might end bad.
So funny.
It might be heavily edited because I just cannot shut my fucking mouth, as you all have figured out. Y'all have figured out. But yeah.
Is that a Texas
y'all?
accent?
That's a Texas accent.
Okay. All right. We will see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.